Hey there, are you in some legal trouble? You got the equivalent of legal stubble? Well, I'm the razor blade of law. You can call me Noel Miller. And today, I'm going through a little something called r/lawyer advice.
Legal advice.
Legal advice, that's right, I got it right. Now, I am aware I look like maybe a low-level drug dealer representing himself in court. Eyes back up here. But that's besides the point. Don't judge a book by its cover, because the book of the law doesn't care what you look like. It's applied evenly.
That's not true.
Unless you're very rich and very white and very powerful. Now, I'm a bit of a modern lawyer, so I'm tapped in with the kids. Now, I know that sounds like something Epstein would say. Yuck, yuck, yuck. But I'm not that guy. I'm him. You know, a little question I like to ask my clients, what are your preferred pronouns? As in, what do you prefer?
What?
Do you prefer he's, she's,
Oh my god.
they's? What do you prefer?
I prefer him.
I'm him. Listen, if you prefer she's, I'm her. And if you prefer they's, well, I'm them. Now, you can't see it now, but my paralegal assistant is looking paraplegic. A bout of Chipotle has put him on the ground. Now, you have to understand, I'm going to sue Chipotle for all they're worth for damaging my client or my paralegal's ability to work today and my ability to help my clients. So you'll be hearing from me. Now, just going through my files here, it appears that Alex has already submitted his own case here. Had diarrhea in a sensory deprivation tank. Am I liable? We don't know if you're liable, but you are regular. I'm a doctor as well. I guess depression's one of those, right? It's an objective topic for some people. You know, you're sad. Are you sure? Title pretty much sums it up. I paid for a sensory deprivation tank experience, now realizing I had contracted norovirus, or what some others would call 3 scoops of steak at Chipotle. And I was about to become symptomatic. As a doctor, I'd also like to let you know that symptomatic is a term for when your card gets overdrafted from too many OnlyFans subscriptions.
Simp. You got that?
Initially, I was having a lot of weird hallucination-type sensations, and I chalked that up to the experience. Later, it turned out I just had a 103-degree fever and somewhat fell asleep. I woke up to an awful odor and demanded to be let out of the tank, and it turned out I had diarrhea in it. This alone was a traumatizing experience, but now the facility is trying to charge me $8,000 to replace the tank, as they do not feel they can safely disinfect this. I don't recall signing anything with some sort of diarrhea clause. Am I liable here? Diarrhea clause is actually what they need to clean the deprivation tank. They gotta scrape it out of there. Am I actually liable here? Well, we would say you're maybe full of shit, but you left it all in the tank. In this case, as your lawyer, I would say there's no diarrhea claw big enough to get you out of this situation. There's one way to fix this. You can pay $8,000 to replace the tank, even Steven. Or you could pay my guy $4,000. He'll burn the place down. So you let me know what you want to do. As your lawyer, I can't tell you what to do, but I can say something catching on fire is reasonable, okay? Sensory deprivation tanks, who knows how dirty those things are? Who knows if they haven't had multiple RIA situations in there? Maybe there's so much built up gunk in there that one of them just spontaneously combusts. We can make that happen. Now, my fee for that is $1,000, so you'd be saving $3,000 in this situation. Again, you let me know what you want to do. I can't tell you what to do, but I'll say we know how to do it. Now, this case is tricky. I'll let you in on a little secret here. I know the people that did it, and that makes this one kind of sticky. But I'll go ahead and read it to you. Drunk Taco Bell employees, my friends, destroyed my car. Hey guys, I've posted in a few places already, but I'd like some actual advice as well. My partner works at Taco Bell, and my car died in the parking lot one day at work. Management agreed that we could keep it there until we could afford to tow it. And my partner asked coworkers for help whose parents, etc., owned companies, of which we'd reimburse them, of course, ASAP. Now here's the problem, before I continue. This client right here is a moron. Do you even realize what I don't know what the fuck they just said right there. Let me try reading that again. Management agreed that we could keep the car there until we could afford to tow it. And my partner asked coworkers for help whose parent... We don't need to know about the parents. You're just confusing the details of the case. It doesn't fucking matter where the money comes from. The point is you don't have any. 8 Taco Bell employees, including managers, got drunk and trashed my car in uniform on the clock during business hours and posted it to TikTok. Taco Bell HR told us today that the involved employees were disciplined without elaboration and said they aren't liable and to go to the police. I already made a police report but haven't heard anything back. What do I do here? All right. Here's the skinny. The guy who owns this car, I hate him. He sucks. And said employees that burned his car down, that was me and my friends, all right? We dressed like Taco Bell employees. To be specific, what we did was we cut a few cables leading to the heads-up display, next to the odometer, and we manually set his gas tank needle to full. But we actually went ahead and siphoned out all the gas in his car. So really his car just needed some gas. And we paid the guys off at the Taco Bell. We said, hey, here's $200, give us the uniforms and come back in an hour. They said, fine with us. The security cameras don't really work here anyway. And we posted it to TikTok because we wanted him to know. We fucking hate you, David. David's an idiot. He doesn't know how to use technology. He'll never see this video. And he also doesn't know that we hacked his phone. He thought he emailed Taco Bell corporate. We've got his email forwarding to just one inbox, and that is a Gmail account that we have control of. So we plan on controlling the rest of his life. So really there's nothing to help here. I just wanted to revel in the fact that we trashed his car and we're never going to get in trouble for it. Oh, here's one. Here's one that I am just ripe for. Some YouTuber tried to prank my dad on Sunday in the parking lot of a Jewel Osco. Jewel Osco, is that?
It's a grocery store.
Thought that might have been like a supermart owned by Joel Osteen or something. Oh, here we go. I can't read. It's a grocery chain in Illinois. Tried to prank my dad by moaning in his ear, and my dad whacked him in the face. Good man. My dad was with my mom, and when they were unloading groceries into the trunk of the car, a YouTuber or TikToker or some kind of idiot from behind leaned into his ear and moaned. My dad didn't even think and just reacted because he was startled. He turned around and whacked him across the face. Open hand. The police weren't called, but the YouTuber told his cameraman to film my dad and his license plate. Does my dad need an attorney? He is not worried and said it was self-defense, but I think he's being a little carefree about the situation. I asked my mom about details, and she said exactly what my dad said. She said there wasn't even a second to process what happened and that my dad just turned around and slapped the guy like a reflex. My dad is from Chicago and he doesn't take jokes like this in light because he was a victim of robbery many times before, and I think he has trauma for something like that. In a parking lot where lots of dangerous stuff happens, it's just random and you're asking to get your ass kicked, honestly. This is annoying. First of all, commend your father. Good man. You could tell he was raised right. He doesn't take no shit. Now, in this situation, you could just kind of sit around and wait for a case to show up or maybe some kind of subpoena. For $200, I'll go down to the Jewel Osco. I'll get the tapes. Now, AI is pretty advanced. You may have heard of this Chat GPT. The new one just came out. It takes images now. We can get an image of this kid and we can ask Chat GPT, who is this? It'll probably give us an address. And then in the middle of the night, we can moan at the top of our lungs in the middle of his sleep, right by his window.
Every microphone picked that up.
We can do this for like 3 or 4 years straight.
For $200.
Damn, good deal.
For $200, we make that happen. Now, I can't promise I'll be there every time to moan, but I am quoting a potential amount of times that you could terrorize this person. You could moan in his window for the rest of your life if you so choose. You could just put a Bluetooth speaker down there. You could drive by periodically, hook into it. Oh! I can do that for $200. Either that or, like my guy, $4,000, we can burn his house down.
SD cards.
Yeah, everything. We can burn his whole house down. So again, as a lawyer, can't tell you what to do, but I can tell you I know how to do it. Huh? Moving on. Had a fun one just come across my desk here. Weird question about age of consent in California. Yeah. It's weird. We're good. Now, just to humor everybody, I've gone ahead and opened up the file, and it's way too many paragraphs in here. I can't believe this. I cannot believe this. This parent is asking if their child will have any issues because they're going to hold him back 1 year and he'll be 18 his senior year of high school. And he's worried that if his child has sex with someone, he'll be 18 and that child will be a teenager.
What the?
Wow.
As a lawyer, I'm going to go ahead and advise that you stop thinking about your child having sex. I would say just don't put him in school. Too risky. Homeschool him. That way, there's only one possible person he could
Oh my god.
I would say homeschool him. And don't have anyone give him the lessons. Just have him do all of his school on an iPad. Just trust him to study and take the tests and just get it all done by himself. Good luck.
I'm not going to last this one.
My paralegal is in trouble. My paralegal is praying right now. This sounds like rainwater trying to fight its way out of a gutter, man. I'm struggling to even think of something that sounds like that. Damn, that was crazy. Dr. Phil used my YouTube video but never paid me per my contract agreement. Mr. Phil, we meet again. You bad man. We'll go ahead and read this victim's case out loud. The Dr. Phil show reached out to me last November asking to use my YouTube video. We signed a contract where they got the rights to use my video in exchange for a $150 compensation. The episode aired in December 2020. I've contacted them twice, but I've only gotten the response of, "We're looking into it." I'm not in a rush, but do I have to wait a certain amount of time before taking this to small claims? I'm not really interested in taking this to court, but I'm frustrated that a multi-million-dollar production company cannot pay me $150 in a timely manner. I am in Illinois, USA. Listen. Buy me lunch. I'll drive to Phil's house. We got it like that. Buy me lunch. I'll head over to Phil's house, slap him around a bit, open hand. You know, I'll be like, "Oh, it's just a prank, bro." Psych, pay my client. We'll get you that $150. My fee is $1,000. but you know, 1,000 in lunch. But we'll get that $150. Don't you worry. We'll take care of you. Or if you got 4,000, you burn down his whole house. JK, that's sarcasm, JK. All right, let's end it here. My father died. His will says I can't inherit if I don't renounce my homosexuality. Wow. I posted here some time ago about this when I wasn't clear what would happen. Now the situation is clearer and I still need advice. As my father had a will stating I can only inherit from him if I renounce being homosexual. The will says that everything will go to my cousins if I don't. My father passed away last month. His brother, my cousin's father, is the executor of the will. He told me very clearly he was going to enforce the homosexuality clause out of principle because he wants to respect his brother's wishes. Coincidentally, his children also are set to inherit a lot. My cousins know about this as well. I, of course, never renounced my homosexuality because it doesn't even make sense. I have questions, mainly, what happens now? Is such a clause even legal? I don't even know how to prove I did or didn't renounce being a homosexual or how such a thing would be remotely possible. Will I need to contest the will? What happens if I pretend being now heterosexual and get the inheritance? Could my cousin sue? I'd like to have an idea of where I stand. If anyone can help, I'll be very grateful. I'm sensing this will be a battle. If I could convince my uncle that it doesn't make sense legally, that would probably help. You could talk to an attorney, but I got an easier fix. I got a friend, Mona, actor, career actor. I mean, she would have had an Oscar by now if it wasn't for her 11th toe. It kind of messes with the way she walks. Depending on what the inheritance is, we could have Mona pretend to be your wife. We could certify the whole thing. I know the guys down at the marriage office. I can get some copies. We can certify it with the state. We can put it in the database. Here's the fun part, though. We can make it all go away as soon as we collect 10%. Or 15. Again, it depends on the inheritance. We can work something out. I would say your dad's playing in the mud. He's being dirty. And I don't want you to have to go the legitimate way. Paying for another lawyer, getting real proper advice, going through it the right way, going back. No. Let's take him for all he's worth right now. We get you Mona. We get your money. Move you to Barbados. Inheritance is good. Lock it away in an offshore account. They can never come free ever again. Cut the family off. And I get 10%. or 15. Just depends. Listen, I got to help my paralegal. He's not looking too good right now. But I want to thank you all for dropping into my office. And remember, if you're having legal troubles, if you got the equivalent to some legal stubble, I'm the razor in this business. Don't you ever forget it. You better call Noel.
I didn't come here to play, nah, I came with a plan. I'm the star inside my circle, I'm the pentagram, whoa. Making sacrifices just to get the land, oh. I'm trying to see how fast that hurricane go. Eyes burning, no sleep, hustle is OD. Collect